Hello there, everybody. This is Harry Boxer, the technical trader at the TechTrader.com. And today I'm doing a featured analysis and review of ZYXI, that's ZYXI, on NASDAQ, a company that's involved with medical device manufacturing for products that involve with electrotherapy used in pain management, physical rehabilitation, neurological diagnosis, and cardiac monitoring. They do about 130 million. There's about 39 million shares outstanding. They're based in Colorado, and they're very well managed. Thomas Sandgaard is very well known in the industry, and he's the CEO. From a standpoint of technical, which is my specialty, I wanted to show you the chart, which shows that basically this is the NASDAQ bulletin board stock back in 2016, 17, when it was trading literally for pennies. And then along about 2017, when they started revenue and bringing in business, the stock started moving. And you can see by the beginning of 2018, the stock reached almost $5 a share, and then settled into a year-long consolidation between the 2.5 and 4.5 range, and started making another move in early 2019. Now, I was personally involved with the stock and accumulating it when I saw the breakout above this double top right here, and that was in about the 6-7 range. It had a nice run within the next month or so to almost 12, 11.75 was the high. And then it's been another 8 or 9 months going sideways and consolidating the big move that it had. And if you look at the long range move, basically it's a 5-wave Elliott wave move that started here basically and went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th wave reaching almost $30 a share. I think it got up to 28.82. Yeah, I thought it was higher than that, but 28.82 from pennies just 4 years prior. And then it went into a long, prolonged decline from the mid 2020 until early 2022, when the stock dropped in a 5-wave decline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down. Then what we have built here over the last several months is a beautiful base. First, having coming out of the declining tops line, a channel that took it down from the mid-teens to as low as 5, losing 2/3 of its value from November through March, but started to pop again and formed a V bottom of the right-handed extension technically. And there's the breakout above the 50-day moving average, that red line there, which is always key for me. In addition, the moving averages that crossed over are usually a buy signal. Now it got up to resistance, and you can see over the last, from mid-April through the first part of May, over about a 3-week period, it came down in a very orderly consolidation. Then we had a high volume peak spike out. Now this 1.2 million shares doesn't sound like a lot, but it was the biggest volume in 3 months on the breakout above the moving averages. Now you notice that it got up to the prior highs in that area and these highs in that area. So this became a very big resistance level for the stock around 782. It popped again and made a nominal new high, but couldn't follow through, getting up to 779. Well, it wasn't quite a breakout. It wasn't 780, 82, and here 779. So when the market backed off recently, the stock took a little bit of a retest, reaching in the mid-6s, about 655, 670, 660 zone. This entire pattern from early February to the current, let's call it 4 months, to me is a basing period. Notice that the moving averages are moving up now. The stock had consolidated for 4 weeks above the moving averages and above the trend line, and now breaking out of base the last 2 days. If you look at yesterday's action, it popped and pulled back, and today it closed very solidly about $8.10. It was up about 30 cents on a day when the market was getting reamed. So to me, very strong technical relative strength on it. I can see the next move would take us to about the near 9. And the secondary target I have is about, we'll call it 10.5. So 9, 10.5, and about 11.75 are my targets going forward. And I think that sometime in the next 2 to 4 weeks, if not sooner, you might see the stock run up in that zone from 8 to about 11, 12 zone. So I'm looking for a 50% move in the next month or so, potentially. Now, why that level? Well, if you take a look going back, it's a massive decline. If you connect your tops here, this is the top of the declining channel. Usually when a stock breaks out and runs up to a channel top like that, you'll find some resistance there and it'll back off. What I would also do at this point because I'm expecting a bigger move long term, is look for that run up and then a pullback. And if the pullback is gentle enough on low volume with nice consolidation set up like a flag or a coil or a pennant, something of that, consolidation, continuation pattern type development, then I would believe that the stock has a chance of breaking through that line and then moving to the next major target, which would be mid-teens, around 15. That's the November high when it reached 1566. So my targets currently, let's call it 10.5, 11, and then 15, 15.5, something of that nature. Those are my targets for ZYXI going forward. Now, what I'd also like to see is an increase in volume, of course. Again, there's only 22 million shares floating out of 39 million, and some of that is institutionally held as well. But I'm hearing there's a lot of positive internal developments. They just announced 2 buybacks since April, and insider buying as well. So there's all the right signs we're seeing. It's in the right industry, I believe, in medical devices for pain management and for cardiac monitoring and things of that nature. But it's obviously a competitive field. But I believe from what I'm hearing, fundamentally, they have some of the state-of-the-art type electronic monitoring devices in the marketplace. So the stock in single digits at $8 is pretty cheap from the long-term perspective, when it was just recently 15, and as recently as we'll call it 2 years ago, the stock was trading in the high 20s. So it's now about 70% off that high, and what it looks like to me a reversal pattern underway, and it may be timely because the stock today broke out, in my opinion, in a lousy market showing good relative strength. So that's my take on ZYXI. Going forward, I believe the stock has extreme technical promise, and the fundamentals, I understand, are turning positive as well. And the combination of factors, including management and several other factors, I think it's fairly heavily shorted too. So I believe you're going to start to see a short squeeze on it as well. So there's many factors on this stock that I believe for a low price stock, which, to me, I like stocks in the 5 to 20 range, because I believe that when you catch them right, they have the ability to make major percent moves in the 200-300 range. And I think that down the road, this is a 200-300% type gainer. I mean, perhaps it may take 6 months or a year, but I think it's a quality little company with they're in the right field, they're in the right, they have the right management, and it's technically set up to make a major move right here. So that's my take on ZYXI. And thanks for listening, everybody.